I apologize, everybody. But hello, welcome. Welcome. Let us know if you can hear any weird stuff, because I set up things that I'm not familiar with for our fun little broadcast
You
here
say no
today.
sound.
No. I fixed it. I fixed it. It was
Okay,
Discord and
sorry.
my microphone were still muted. Because
Understandable.
yeah, my brain is a fucking mush pile today. So, but it's okay. We're good. We're here. We're here. Hey Effie, you want to say hi to your chat?
Yeah, I do. Hi guys. I understand this is a little weird. I'm not even running OBS. Woo.
Oh,
I'm just sitting here and doing some stuff, having a good time, playing with shears, as you can see in the background. I rolled a 23. That means that I won the game. We actually had a session before this, but I figured out that the quest giver was the bad guy, and I sheared him right in the nose. It's like that one game that came out, Outer Worlds. I beat that game in under 5 minutes. So then we had a roll no goblin campaign.
yeah, yeah. That's just about it. That's about it. That lands, that tracks. But hey, how's it going, everybody? We're here to tell you some goblin stories, and we're gonna go ahead and do that. But before we go ahead and do that, I just want to give everybody here a chance to say hello and tell you who they're going to be playing tonight, and then we'll get into the action, and you guys can see how they're going to do their goblin bullshit. So why don't we kick it off with Effie? Effie, tell them what you're doing,
Ah,
who you're playing.
oh, I'm playing. I'm playing Desi. Desi's a goblin, and Desi doesn't like other goblins. Other goblins are they just don't understand. They don't understand my grandeur. They don't understand that bombs are amazing, and they set things on fire, and they don't understand it. They just want to get the bomb, and they throw the bomb. They don't care that the bomb is lovingly crafted and it's got things. It's like the fuck them. I don't want to hang out with the goblins. I want to go be fancy. I want to wear the fancy clothes, and I want to get the fancy hat. And that was my dreams. And then they all went kaboom. And now I'm on an epic revenge tale against Timothy Timatome because he stole my bomb recipe and he stole my fortune.
Perfect. All right, good. There we go. We have our first goblin of the evening introduced to everybody here. So welcome, welcome one and all. And that is Effie the cat, the one who runs this wonderful channel that we are hosting the primary view screen off of. So thank you so much for letting us do that, Effie, and bringing us into your fold to do the roleplay projects. I hope we can do you proud here today. But make sure those of you who are listening from other sources tune in to Effie the Cat or Twitch TV/Effie the Cat if you want to see the visual representation of everything we're doing here. Because the majority of the assets are being displayed on this stream. So make sure that you tune on in and give some love. To that end, though, I am Silver Kestrel, also known as Silver Kestrel Studios. I do professional roleplay GMing shenanigans of a whole bunch of different varieties. And this is something we're experimenting with in a new tier of effects and assets and all kinds of shenanigans that we're going to be offering. So those of you who think that this is some cool shit, make sure that you vibe and share it with everybody else and be like, hey, you want to vibe with some Gobbo stuff? And let everybody know that we're getting up to no good in the Goblin Swamps of the Pathfinder universe, because we'll be playing using Pathfinder 2.0. So with that little bit of information out of the way there, can we do the next goblin in the lineup, which is, I believe, Alice. Why don't you go ahead and tell us your goblin's name and a little bit about her?
I'm playing I'm a champion. Whoops. And what's mine is mine, and what's yours is also mine. So yeah.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you, Gam. I look forward to seeing the kinds of wonderful, generous actions that you perform during our little undertaking here today.
You hear that? Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry.
Oh god. Alright, so moving on down the line, next up we have Snooty, played by the Art of Ash. Ash, would you like to tell us a bit about your goblin?
a little bit about Snooty. Yeah. So Snooty once saw this fancy lady in like big people's tribe, and lady had like pretty hair, and they had pretty things. And Snooty heard like ugly peoples say like fancy lady Snooty, and Snooty liked that name very much, better than Croak. Croak is nobody. Nobody know who Croak is. Fuck Croak, whatever that is. Snooty, they don't understand. Like whole village wouldn't call Snooty Snooty. So no understand new names. Snooty said, fuck this tribe, walk away, find new tribe call Snooty Snooty now. No more Croak, only Snooty. Snooty want to become celebrity, most popular goblin in all tribe. Very hard to do so when ugly, but am trying best.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you for introducing us to Snooty there, Ash. I love it, and I'm loving everything here so far. Again, apologies to everybody for the delay in starting. I had a back-end thing that needed to be resolved that was a bit of an oopsie-doopsie, but hopefully none of that will be an issue going forwards for our future sessions, which will be taking place every Sunday at this same time on Effie the Cat's channel here. So make sure that you guys bookmark that. And for those of you who can't stay up the entire duration that we're running it, there will also be the VODs that you can watch. And I believe we will also have YouTube uploads. So that is going to be one heck of a dingly dongler. Ignoring my stupid words, let's go on to the last goblin, but certainly not the least. Hey, Gobby, would you like to tell us a bit about your goblin?
Would I ever, Silver? Thank you so much for the introduction. Ow.
You're welcome.
I had something in my throat. Now I don't know where I am.
Okay.
Buggy here? Buggy looking for something? Buggy have to do something. What Buggy have to do? Oh, right. Hi, I'm Buggy. Buggy sometimes small, sometimes not small. Yay, Buggy!
All right.
The end.
Solid intro. Continue.
Oh no. Buggy. Buggy's prep material, not as big as you might think. Buggy is very happy to meet you. He has lots of funny surprises in store for you. Yeah.
All right, perfect. I love it. Good. We have now met all of our wonderful goblins. I hope you all have a great time with the goblins that we have here. I know I will. And before we get started on everything, just a quick reminder to everybody, when we do these roleplay broadcasts, we're not as verbally able to interact with all of the chats on hand. Totally understand if you guys are like, where the fuck aren't you paying attention to me? But just know that we're looking at chats and typing and response. It's just sometimes verbal acknowledgement doesn't always pan out, and I have to leave it up to Effie for the time being to let me know if we have any contributions to the stream. But we do have a mechanic here. If you guys like what you're watching and want to support the project, we actually have something called the Goblin Bullshit Pool, which I will expand upon as we play. But essentially the way that the Goblin Bullshit Pool works is the players can use one Goblin Bullshit Pool point to reroll a roll of any kind, but they have to accept the second result, and they can use 4 points to stabilize themselves when they've gone down. So it's kind of like an adaptation of the 2.0 hero point system thing for Pathfinder, except the difference here is we're making the goblins compete for the pool. So the name of the game is Nobody Shares. So the Goblin Bullshit Point Pool will help stoke those flames. And secondarily, we have a bit of an altered leveling system here going forwards. Characters will earn XP based on individual activities, and those who score killing blows on creatures will receive more XP than the rest who were involved in fighting that creature. Everyone will get experience points for fighting anything together, And then I have arbitrary, completely hard to discern reasons why they will either gain or lose experience, depending on if they commit any faux pas. But I'm not going to tell them what, because I would like them to live in a constant state of fear to better, get that goblin roleplay idea down in their heads. So, with that said and done, and all that information outlined, I believe I have. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Effie, for sending me the swampage, which I will download
very welcome.
immediately to use, so that we can enjoy the soothing sounds of a bog. Because that's very important. And that is a video file, so I don't know if Foundry will have a good time with that. Probably it'll just play the audio. I will experiment with it, but for the time being, hey goblins, and hey chat,
Ooh.
are you guys ready to have a little adventure?
No.
Let's
But
go.
yes.
Question.
Yes.
What if big adventure?
Like how big are you concerned about?
Not maybe dog adventure.
Or horse adventure. Horse is really big and scary.
No.
I hate horse. No.
Horses are awful. I hate them too.
Don't mention its names.
Oh, sorry. Hoof thingy.
Hoof and beasts. Beastesses.
Yeah, that one.
I have it on good authority, goblins, that you are probably going to be safe from horses today. I can't speak for much else, but I will dissuade your horse fears and let you know that
good.
we are we're in a safe place. We're gonna be starting off today in your village, and you will be safe for the time being, but we might run into a few problems depending on how you decide to approach a situation, but I'm sure it'll be fine. As long as you just remember that when something's a little too big, it's always good to run away. I think you'll probably be able to make yourselves, not die. And with that, why don't we go ahead and switch over to a little bit of background music as I give you an introduction. So let's play some of this. All right, and you guys in the old chat arena, let me know if you can hear this music and if it needs to be a little louder or if it's at a good volume or not. It's gonna start quiet, but it does pick up a little bit. So for the time being, however, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Goblins, today you stand before the mighty Chief Bellybloat, within the walls of his opulent and grandiose moot, about to be tasked with a great undertaking to garner much honor for the Suckfrog tribe. But before we come to that, first I need to establish a little context of what has come to pass the night prior. Yesterday in the goblin village of Brinycroak, your home, a rather ramshackle yet charming settlement located in Brinestump Marsh, a wild and messy land within the southern regions of the Varisian coast that you all currently call home, a great uproar has come to pass as it was discovered one of your own had been committing a vile and reprehensible act in his own home for who knows how long right under your very noses. Yes, this unforgivable and egregious crime was revealed when one of the camp's youths had followed a particularly tenacious beetle into the offender's hut and caught him in the very act itself. Dear goblins, can you guess the horrible, unforgivable, disgusting thing this poor goblin youth was so horribly traumatized by?
Painting horses.
Having pet dog.
Was
you
it
said
Copperhooten?
Not
you said
rhyming in the songs.
He did it under our noses. Did he steal Boggy's nose? Is that the crime?
Oh no, Bucky.
Hold on.
No.
Buggy, take Hood down. Let's see. Is your nose there?
No,
Bucky,
never,
let me see.
never. I can never take the hood down.
Bucky.
Ah,
It is
No, Bucky, stand
Jesus.
still.
No,
you
no,
know.
not the hood! Not the
Bucky,
hood!
Bucky, okay. Here.
Oh, don't worry, Boggy.
Okay.
I'll retrieve your nose for you.
Thank
For me.
thank you.
All right, goblins. Well, those were all fine guesses. But no. The goblin formerly known as Gizwit was in fact writing.
That is heinous crime.
You take the words right out of your head.
Yes.
How is he so? That is in what?
Yes. Truly a horrible act. And he was quickly cast out from the village, and his hut was burned to the ground to help prevent any further bad luck from seeping out into Briny Croak. Chief Bellybloat then held a great feast last night to help the village move on from this horrible event, and even set off a few fireworks the chief's advisor had apparently found in Gizwit's hut. Yes. Now with many of the village goblins in varying states of overfed and drunken unconsciousness lying about the tribe's feast pit, you four had found yourselves privately summoned before the chief in his great moot, an impressive structure that sits at the center of the village for a private audience with the big gobbo himself. So there. With that context
We get
established...
to meet the handsome chieftain. Let's go.
You do. So, we return to where I had said before, with the four of you standing in the main hall of the moot before a massive ramshackle throne built of bone and gold and all manner of shiny objects, currently supporting the obese girth of your tribe's chieftain, Chief Bellybloat, who I will bring up on screen now for you all to see. There you are. Look, behold, it is your chief. Bow to him.
Oh my god, he is so hot.
Sorry, what, Snooty?
What?
Oh,
Don't worry
you
about
don't
it.
compass us by miles.
So girthy.
My ugly fishes. I can't say it. No.
Well-
Visage is nothing compared to his.
I'll never become celebrity if this handsome man is in here.
Funny enough, rumor has it that Bellybloat ate the old chief and his entire family, their friends, and their pets in one night many years past, and all who inhabit the village now fear becoming his next meal, should they displease him in any way. As the corpulent, green-skinned mass above the chair looks down upon you, he leans over to whisper into a strange, scrap metal tube connected to the side of the chair, leading down its considerable 6-foot height, and ending next to a small platform, where another goblin stands, its ear eagerly pressed against the end of the speaking tube. I will bring the image of this goblin up on screen now, sitting beside the chief. You all have lived in the village long enough to recognize this overdressed and pompous goblin listening to the tube as Wiggums, the chief's loyal advisor and helper who relays all of Bellybloat's most important commands and actions. It's rumored he is the only goblin in the tribe strong enough to resist the overwhelming terror that fills the minds and hearts of goblins everywhere when Bellybloat speaks his full commanding voice. And so no goblin in the village ever goes too far in acting against Wiggums, lest his death or displacement cause the chief's rage to consume the entire goblin village. Even though, to be fair, everyone hates Wiggums quite a lot. And, speaking of Wiggums, the stuck-up, moderately well-kept goblin aide turns to address you all, the stupid-looking and overblown fancy wig on his head flopping as he moves, and he begins to speak. You four are some of the bestest goblins in the village, and Chief Bellybloat has a very important task for you. Unfolding a scribbled mess of a goblinoid attempt at a map, Wiggums holds it open for the four of you to clearly see. We have found a wrecked ship in the marsh on this map that was carrying a big pile of fireworks. The chief wants these fireworks. We want them back here at the village so we can do some very fun things with the tribe and make a big show together. If you bring all the fireworks back, belly bloat says you four will each be his most important goblins, and will get special badges that mean all other goblins need to listen to you always, no matter what. And upon saying this, Wiggums folds up the map and reaches down to an old weathered metal box on the floor. A long-looted, kind of fanciful bit of home decor that still maintains an air of grandiose importance. As Wiggum opens the box and holds the contents out on display, you can see 4 very shiny, heavily polished, cobbled-together metal badges that are extremely enticing and eye-catching. You find it very difficult to resist the allure of pure authority they radiate, and feel like any goblin wearing them would easily be able to tell you to do all manner of things without complaint, if they only but asked. Snapping the lid shut, Wiggums puts the box down again and tosses the map at your feet as he continues to speak. We will have another feast tonight to make sure all the best luck is given to you. It will also make sure all the other goblins know you are going off to do something real big and important. And if you fuck up, then everyone will know you are failures, and you will instead be known as the stupidest goblins. And we will all throw poop and rocks and things at you for at least 6 winters.
Oh no.
No!
We won't fail your grundleness. We got this.
You
Snooty
say
wants
funny
these.
words.
So,
Can I look at the box?
do any of you have anything to say or do or ask here in response to Wiggums?
I do.
I have something to declare.
Yes, Desi?
You could drown a gnome in my leotard right now. Those are so shiny.
Snooty want to wear always.
But Boggy, you had something to say?
On my forehead.
Yes, but Boggy has something he'd like to say.
Yeah.
You say funny words, Wigman. I eat your food and do the thing, but I don't know where you want me to go.
And then he'll like kind of just like drool and like just stare absentmindedly through the wig man.
What about you, Gam? You sounded like you had something you wanted to do.
Well, you wanted to just eat the box and start dragging it outside.
So you just want to just walk over to the box that Wiggums has and start taking it?
Did he put it at our feet or?
No, he dropped the map at your feet. He still has the box of the badges.
Oh, okay. I'm taking the map and I'm immediately hiding on myself.
Okay. All right. Well, apparently Gam has volunteered as the map carrier. What
Not
you
if
could?
map just disappeared. I don't know where it went.
Oh. No. I'm gonna follow. Nah. You got sticky fingers. They're all over
No.
everything. Yes. I'm
Get away.
seeing you. No. I'm coming with.
Coming with. Okay.
Wiggum snaps his hands like very like everyone look over here and says, "Stop it! Stop fucking around!" And he waves his hand irritably towards the door of the moot, and he begins to walk away. Just go get ready for the big walk. We'll see you for tonight for the feast. Does anyone have anything else they want to say or do, or do you
Will
follow
there be
his...
more fireworks?
He turns around to look at you and narrows his eyes, and he says, "If you behave and are ready in the morning, yes, there will be more fireworks."
Huh. Where are these fireworks?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, Wiggums is not telling you.
Please.
No! Fuck off! Goodbye! And he walks off into the back of the moot.
What an asshole.
For a funny man with big words, he sure like to say fuck a lot.
Yeah.
I have a.
What
I
does
have a
it mean?
question.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
what, Snooty?
I have question. Has Belly Bow just been like sitting there the whole time, just kind of listening, just looking down on us?
Oh yeah, no. He got kind of bored with the conversation. His eyes are now closed, and you can just hear like a slight like coming over the like a. Oh God, why?
He closes his eyes. Epic battle.
You pissed off the goblin chief. Everybody panic. Alright. Sorry everybody whose ears I just detonated completely into oblivion. I didn't set the track to repeat. So yeah.
Just making sure you're there, guys.
Drawing. Yeah, that's the horse alarm. Fuck. Alright, yeah, so let's just hide that for now. You get the impression that until, like, oh, Snooty, sorry, yeah, you wanted to do something related to the chief? He seems to be sleeping at the moment.
She kind of just you just kind of see her like fanning herself, like is hot in Moot? Yes, no, can get out Moot, please. We done here? Can we go party?
At this point in time, I would like to mention that Boggy has seemingly disappeared. And not even Boggy knows where Boggy is.
Oh, I see. So Boggy is physically present, but currently out to lunch.
There's a reason there's just constant drool.
Alright, fair. So, Boggy seems to be in the camp of whatever. Gem, Desi, anything from you two is still in the moot, or do you guys want to go out and get ready for the evening's festivities?
You know, maybe you should get Boggy. But at the same time, Gem, I know you, Gem.
No.
Everything go missing.
Look,
Sticky fingers.
Desi, look at me. We need to find
yeah?
those fireworks, because we deserve them. We make the big booms. We need that.
This is gonna stare at you for a minute, and it's gonna be like a little light bulb that we make booms.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. Listen. Listen. I do. The biggest, the bestest bang booms. Yeah. I'm the goblin for the job. We got
Right?
this.
Would you know where they might be?
Yeah.
All right, lead the way.
Okay. Wait. You
alright.
want the?
So I'm
yeah,
getting the impression that you guys are leaving the moot. Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I want to do just before we do that.
Okay, what's that, Gem?
As soon as Desi turns their back, I'd like to try and steal a random item off of them.
Off of Desi?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just look at your sheet so I'm giving everything the right... I'm understanding what I'm having you do here, but I believe this is a thievery roll.
Yep.
Alright, give me a thievery roll. Right, so... yeah, I mean, Desi, if you want to attempt to notice what Gem's doing, you can give me a perception.
It was a crit fail. If I crit fail,
Do I get all your stuff?
no. I feel like if I crit fail, we're in a hut together. I'm baking dinner. I don't know what happened. We're married in Goblin. We have 3 adopted Goblin children, and I've taken up crochet.
I
So
took everything.
on your feet on the left side, you should have perception and just hit the little d20 next to.
Oh, I
Yeah. What? 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 What the fuck? Stop. Stop this.
We're getting all that good rolls out the way, okay?
We're not supposed to start the session with 2 nat 20s, thank you. Also, I have to update the feed there, but there we go. That will show properly for all of you, I think, now.
I demand that we play Ultra Instinct, just a small clip of Ultra Instinct.
Oh, wow, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, fuck. How do I even... Thanks for starting me off with, like, the hardest to translate critical fucking bullshit.
You're welcome.
You know what? Gam, is there something particular you were rooting around for? Or do you just want me to tell you what she might have on her?
Whatever is the 6th item down from the top of her item list.
Okay, alright. So looking at her inventory, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's Alchemist's Fire.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to steal her Alchemist's Fire, that's totally doable.
I will do that.
Alright, perfect. I think if I put it in the chat...
If there's multiple vials, I'll just take one.
I think it's just one, right, Effie? You only have the one Alchemist's Fire? Or do you even not have it? I see it's a 0. Oh, you don't actually have Alchemist's Fire. Okay, well, in that case, you would probably steal a healing potion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you can either... You have a choice. You look at her stuff and you can see that she's not really paying attention. You can either steal a healing potion... or you can steal a gold piece.
Oh, I'm taking that gold piece. 100%.
Alright, so increase your
I'm gonna
gold...
pull it out, I'm gonna bite it, I'm gonna try and bend it.
Do I notice her doing this? Do I notice her doing this?
Desi, you know what's actually interesting? As you're walking out of the moot and Gem reaches into your clothes to kind of avail herself of some items that you discover would potentially have discovered have been taken, you actually look down on the ground and some random goblin has dropped a single gold piece in the mud in front of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Like, keep my...
So there you go. Your gold total doesn't change, Desi, and Gem, you've earned a gold for your sneaky ways.
Oh, nice. How do we add gold? Add coins. 1 whole gold.
Hell yeah, there you go. Well done. Very, very well done. But to that end, does anyone else want to do anything in the moot before we move on to the evening's festivities?
All good.
Alright, perfect.
Boggy is also.
I am ready.
Alright, awesome. So in that case, I will just restart the music for now until I can get some better shenanigans going. Actually, you know what I'll do is let's see if this is actually gonna shit itself or not. But if it doesn't, then hoo boy, nope. Okay, it will not. Unfortunately, it doesn't want to deal with the video file for the swamp ambience. So I think what I'll just do is. Let's do this music. This music seems fine. You know what? I'm gonna live with it. If that's what we do, that's what we do. Oh, it's gonna be really loud. I tried to stop it. There we go. Alright. So, as the day turns dark, the goblins of the village finish building a sizable bonfire of scrap wood and what remains of Gizwit's hut. And once the majority of the now sobered and ready to celebrate goblin horde has gathered around it, You all watch as the chief of the village emerges from the moot, carried aloft by a quartet of struggling goblins holding him as high as they can on a smaller yet no less impressive portable version of his throne. Flanking the throne, you can also see the smug and punchable form of Wiggums, his traditional party wig now adorning his head, keeping pace with the goblins struggling to keep the great chief aloft, occasionally whacking them with his patented do-better stick when one side gets too much lower than the other. Coming to a stop a dozen feet from the bonfire, Chief Bellybloat reaches behind himself and into the recesses of his throne, extracting a sort of fancy-looking wand that looks like it has been sat on more times than it cares to have witnessed. Flicking the wand out towards the bonfire a few times, the chief glowers at the item in his hand as his first few attempts to use it are met with nothing but a few sad fizzles of sparks and flame. Bringing the wand firmly down on the edge of his portable throne, however, the item fires off a burst of arcane fire, and a nearby goblin is set ablaze, their entire form engulfed in a shroud of fire and smoke. Screaming in agony, the goblin dashes aimlessly around the assembled crowd in a panic, until eventually tripping over its own two panicked feet and landing directly into the prepared bonfire, causing it to alight in a brilliant pillar of flame as the chief looks down at the wand in his great, meaty hand and gives a satisfactory shrug of approval. The surrounding goblins erupt into a chorus of cheers, and the evening feast of the village of Briny Croak has now officially commenced. So, goblins. As the four of you begin to enjoy the festivities at hand, sampling from a wide array of tasty traditional meals and drinks, word has now quickly spread amongst the gathered goblins that not only have you been selected for a very important task by the chief, but that you are being heralded as potentially becoming the tribe's most important goblins, something that has alighted what seems to be a growing jealous fire in the other goblins of the tribe. And so sitting amongst your sharp-toothed and chaotic peers, a goblin by the name of Screet stands to draw the attention of all the other goblins. Hey, shut the fuck up, listen, I have an important thing to say. And he gestures to the four of you. These four are supposed to be going to do big important things that the rest of us aren't so big and important for. I think that's stupid bullshit. And I know lots of other goblins do too. There's a murmuring of mixed approvals from some parts of the crowd. So I say, these four should prove they're most important to us too. I say, we dare them. There's an excited murmuring of the crowd and a couple of shouts, yeah, make them eat fire, and shove rocks in their noses, can be heard as Screet turns triumphantly back to all of you. Well, there we go. Goblins say, it's their time. So pointing his finger at, let's see, you know what? Why don't I roll for it? Why don't I do a little 1d4 here? Roll 1d4. Who gets to be the first? Oh, perfect. Pointing to Boggy. Great, good. Now, my question to you, Boggy, is, are you staying in your summoned form right now to seem more important to everybody, or are you more in your, default, other version of yourself?
I think I'd primarily just be in my primary Boggy Smalls look, but I don't know if the audience knows what that looks like, so I can be whatever they can imagine me as.
Well, funny enough, I can actually show them if you would like.
I would love that so much.
Okay, cool. So, even though we have a reactive utilized for our good friend Boggy here, technically, I should have put that in the right folder. Hold on, I'm doing a little hunt, but Boggy has an interesting condition that some of the goblins had initially found cause to mock him for, but after showing them what Boggy could do outside of his current condition, they didn't seem too eager to continue to offer any mockery, lest they be put in an awkward position. However, they do happen to know that when Boggy is not in his full form, Boggy actually happens to look a little bit like this, the figure that you see on screen currently here, because Boggy on default is actually a goblin inhabiting a small stuffed sewn plushie that moves around and talks and is animated. And so most of the goblins who live in the goblin village have come to learn to respect and potentially fear this tiny, adorable little thing. But somebody from the outside may be considered forgiven for their slight in finding it a little comical that this tiny talking doll is being challenged. But for the time being, let me just go ahead and hide that variant there. Boggy, you are pointed at by this goblin who goes by the name of Screet. And he says that you are going to be dared first. And so he says, "Okay, Boggy, I dare you. Prove you are one of the bestest goblins." And so you have a choice. You can offer something you'll do yourself to prove yourself to the goblin crowd, or I can roll and you get the dare you get from the goblin crowd to do.
Let's leave it to chaos.
Okay, perfect. All right. We'll bring up some of the traditional goblin. We'll do roll a 1d6 to get ourselves. Oh, good.
Why you say it like that?
No, it's fine. I just want to check your stats real quick here to make sure that this is something that is technically funny or not. According to your core stats. Oh, actually, you know what? This couldn't have gone better for you. Mechanically, it is a charisma roll, but the goblin points at you, and he looks a little thoughtful, and he goes, and then another goblin just leans in, and he says, "Do the lie test!" And the other goblin goes, yeah. Okay, you tell the goblins here 3 lies, and if we believe you, you do good on the dare.
Oh, I have to lie about Boggy?
No, you just have to lie to them, and convince them that it's the truth, even though they know you're lying to them.
Oh my Jesus, okay.
Okay. Boggy, you got
Boggy will like scrunch down and he'll start like tapping his head and he'll be like,
yeah, okay. Outside of these walls, and I don't mean to alarm you, but there are completely black shadow horses.
Give me a deception roll, please.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, no, I don't want to do this. Wait.
You go under your proficiencies tab, and then you just click the deception, the text. There you go. Well. That's a 19 plus your 6 for deception. So as you say that, all of the goblins begin to freak out. Like, some of them start running around and being like, "Shadow horses!" And another one just jumps into the bonfire and is like, "Take me now!" As they're freaking out. And Boggy, do you want to like say anything to calm down the situation?
No, I'm only going to escalate this.
All right.
Jesus, you think the goblin is going to like not commit more chaos? Please.
So
how dare you?
The second roll then. What is your second lie you want to tell the goblins?
When you think nobody is looking, and you go to take the last piece of cookie, and you get away happy, and you go to bed, Boggy will be there.
And then I'll like shift into Big Boggy.
You know what? You can do a keep higher roll.
A what?
Just pick the keep higher.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's cool. Good. I
Oh,
needed that.
okay. It's a little humbling. They're a little too occupied. It's not like it just passes muster, but only because they're already freaking out. So like a good chunk of the goblins are like panicking because you're like, oh my god, shadow horses, and now you're telling them like, don't fuck around, or you know, Boggy's gonna get you. And so like one goblin nearby just faints, like just does like the like into the mud as you transform. But they seem to be like nobody's calling you out on it. They're just a little preoccupied. So is there a third finale that you'd like to deliver here?
I would like to put all the cookies I've taken from this feast back, please.
Yes, Gem. You can absolutely take your cookies and return them to where the cookies have been
I
taken
put
from.
all 16 of them back.
Okay, so you just start taking them out of various parts of your outfit and returning them
Yes.
to the table. Perfect. As this panic is gripping everybody as well, before I get you to roll your third and final lie, can I get well, you can either choose to roll for our other two goblins here. So Snooty and Desi, if you want, you can roll to see if you actually believe the lie, or you can just believe it and panic. It's your call.
I would
Roll
love
what I roll
to
for that?
roll. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you're gonna go into proficiencies, and I believe the roll that you would have here, I think it all just goes under perception. I don't know if there's an insight in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Is there an equivalent to insight?
Uh,
I think it might just be perception.
I thought it was I thought it was sense motive.
Sense
Not in 2nd
motive.
edition.
Yeah, no. I think for now we'll just go with the perception roll. So go ahead and both of you just give me perception rolls, and I will reference that in the future. All right, we got a 19 from Desi.
I can't find my perception roll for some reason.
It should be
Right
the
under your
little-
AC.
Yeah, it's right under your AC.
No.
No?
There it is.
Excellent. Oh, all right. So Snooty, yeah, you're a little worried. There's shadow horses in them there hills. Desi, you technically can't beat a 25 on the lie roll there, but you do feel like you need to be less panicked. Like you're kind of like your reaction's a little bit more in line of like, whatever. There's no shadow horses, but like deep down, you kind of believe that there's shadow horses. So Snooty, how do you want to react to your impending doom?
Snooty's. Snooty's just going, shadow horses? But, why? I don't know if I want to go out anymore and do this thing. Shadow horses. I don't want to die. Oh my god. What? And she starts like rushing over to the table with all the food. She's like, I gotta stock up on food. And it will hide my smell from the horses.
All right, yeah, fair. Desi, what about you? How's your course of action with your that belief you feel?
How convinced am I?
I mean, you're not entirely like you don't believe that there's no shadow horses, but you're also like you could pass as like thinking you believe that there's no shadow horses. Like you in your core, you're like you're scared. You're like, oh my god, shadow horses. But it's to the degree that like if you wanted to, you could play it off as like whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna pretend like whatever. How will you believe in shadow horses? And then
How
I'm
could
gonna
help
also be
them?
looking around crazily.
All right. So, Boggy, what is your third and final lie for this challenge?
Each and every one of you grew up as a goblin, and each and every one of you has shiny little trinkets. But did you know, just like Bucky, your trinketuses are alive? Bah!
Give me another one, please. Give me an additional bit of lies there. Thank you. That's an 18. Yeah. So the goblins, they all start panicking further and start like freaking out and being like, oh my god, we don't. Some of them don't even understand the context of what you said, but the way you told it just inspired fear and panic. And you can see the chief like on his like throne thing, like patting down his considerable girth, kind of like absent-mindedly reacting almost as kind of like fearfully. Meanwhile,
I would like to panic as well.
How does
yes.
he know? How does he know? How does he know?
All right. So, Snooty, what about you? Would you like to roll another perception roll, or are you going to just run with it?
I'm gonna roll another one.
All right. What about you, Desi? Another roll, or are you going to run with it? Oh, well,
You know
that
me,
answers
I
that.
always roll the dice. Uh-oh.
All right. Snooty and Desi and Gem and every other goblin in the whole fucking village is going to basically start panicking and running around and screeching, and everyone's gonna be like freaking out, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And Boggy, for your outstanding efforts in the field of terrifying lies, I'm going to award you 150 experience points.
Buggy is champion! Wait, Buggy is also very, very dumb. Where do I put these numbers?
So in the top right corner of your character sheet, there is the levels. You just click, yeah, there you go. You figured it out. So that's how you add it. And it'll, eventually when you reach the 1,000 mark, it'll auto-level everything to 2 and have you do the level ups. To that degree, as everyone's freaking out, Wiggums just walks forwards through the whole group of everybody. And he just, he takes his do-better stick and is just, like, whacking goblins until they, like, pay attention to him. And he's just kind of, like, moving through the crowd. And I'll put him on screen again there. Oop, wait. No, never mind. Sorry, that's the that's the wrong one. Fuck. I put these in the wrong place. As he's moving through the crowd, he is going to just be, like, whacking random goblins and be like, You fucking idiots! It's a lie test! He's lying! Fuck! Oh, God!
And Boggy will like poof down to like small size and like waddle off with his hands at his side.
Silly goblins. Buggy doesn't even know what a lie is.
Oh my god.
So, after a fair bit of chaos and confusion, and Wiggums having to lead a bunch of you to the edge of the goblin village and being like, do you see? There's no shadow horses. Boggy is not coming for your cookies. And there's nothing inside of you. Whatever the fuck that meant. Now, can we just please go back to the evening?
Are you sure there's no one inside of us or nothing inside of us?
He whacks you with the do-better stick.
Ow! Fuck! Sorry!
Anyone else?
Fuck you!
Fuck, I love
What
this
was that
so
word?
much.
I need to
I'm
know.
gonna raise my hand.
Yes, Jesse.
Ah, fuck you.
No, fuck you!
Desi Wiggums walks over and whacks you with the do-better stick. He looks around at everybody else, pointing the do-better stick out. Does anyone else want a good smack, or are we going to go back and eat food and sit around the fire?
Alright, Wiggles loves a good snack.
He gives you another snack with the two-badger stick.
Alright, I just love food.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to do, or shall we resume the dares?
Let us resume.
Maybe ready.
Resume. Let's. Yeah.
All right. So next, as everyone comes back, Boggy, have you rejoined for the evening's festivities, or did you just like slink away to the shadows to be happy in your sinister ways?
But so anyone who actually pays attention to Boggy will see Boggy has been trying to pry Body out of fire for the entire night.
Sorry, the goblin who got set on fire and fell in it. He's been trying to take the burned corpse of the goblin out.
Well, he wasn't a corpse to begin with. Boggy's just not very strong.
All right. You know what? Give me a strength roll to see how well you facilitate pulling him out now that the bonfire is significantly lit.
How do I do a strength roll, sir?
You just click on your go to your character tab, and then click. Oh, never mind. Then I'll make it a different kind of thing until I figure out why it won't let me just do straight rolls. You give me an athletics. Yeah, it's not going too hot. But the good news is you don't catch on fire.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, the goblin corpse, whatever you want to do with it, none of the other goblins really question what you do, having gotten used to living with you for this long, but there is some hushed whispers of, like, they hope you don't eat him, because it's horrifying when goblins eat each other. Like, that's a big no-no.
Excuse me. Wait, it's a big no-no? Then what the fuck? Wait, but I want to be like Chief. I need some privacy here. This is I almost said sensual. This is a private affair.
The goblins have learned to not pay attention to your shenanigans, but as you drag this, like, I'm gonna just say quispy goblin off to the side and do God knows what with it. Next, the goblins, once they've all settled down, one of them points at Snooty and says, "Okay, your turn, Snooty. We dare you." So, same question to you. Would you like to offer something that you'll do to prove yourself to the goblin crowd, or do you want me to roll on the table of dares?
I'm tempted to do my own thing, but I also want to know everything that's on that table, because I've done one before, and I hope I do not get that again. So let's do the table. Let's go, table.
Oh, these are...
Random.
Haha, but you see, some of you, perhaps all of you, with the exception of one of you, have done Amz Goblinz before. Therefore, I am going to surprise you with a completely new set of things.
Yay!
Alright, so I'm going to roll the 1d6. Ooh, alright. No, this one's still in the vein of the spirit of one of the challenges that's just too good to pass up.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the goblins comes stumbling out of the group with a little bag that seems very slimy and a little wriggly.
Oh no.
And he comes
no.
stumbling forwards and he goes, Here, eat the living spice slugs. No cooking, no prepping. Eat them alive. And they're all nodding to each other, and like one of the goblins is like, nobody's eaten more than 3 before. And they're all like nodding at each other, and then they hand the bag forward to you and go, Yeah. Snooty, eat the spice slugs.
I'm going to cry. This is exactly what I rolled on the table for my first game of We Be Goblins. This is the exact one.
The curse carries on.
No! God damn it! I didn't roll well for eating these fucking things. Alright, what am I rolling to eat these fucking slugs?
Well, they're just a constitution, fortitude, I believe, is what the save is. called.
Fortitude.
Yeah,
Come
when
on,
you
Ash.
play.
Spicy slugs. Eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Come on.
You got this.
Ooh, you all watch as
Oh.
Snooty takes one of the wriggling slugs and holds it over her mouth and just very quickly drops it down her throat. And there is a moment where everybody's pausing and she goes, and you hold it down. It wasn't a pleasant experience, but you're good. And they all nod in approval. And now you can choose, have you done enough or do you want to go again?
More. Again.
The
Snooty
goblins,
thinks about
Only
it.
one.
the goblins
and,
are edging you on.
That was only one.
Oh shit. Okay, so Snooty goes, She opens her mouth, goes, blah. It shows that, like, see, it's all the way down, not under tongue. And then she goes, I do another one. Fuck you guys. And she rolls to do the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. So again, Snooty, invigorated, you hold your mouth open and they just let go of another one down your throat. And this time you're used to the sensation and I'm gonna stop being so descriptive because this is entering other territories. Yeah, so you swallow the slug and nothing sexual is implied there. And as all the other goblins watch as you kind of I'm walking a minefield now.
Yes.
Anyways, as you take the spicy slug load, that's 2 out of 3 for the goal. So are you good with what you've done thus far, or are you gonna let the goblins egg you on further?
More.
All depends.
One more.
More.
Two more. You got this. Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
Snooty wants to be popular, so I'll do another one.
No, not again.
Well,
The roll that I had when I threw up with my slugs.
this seems like an important role, you see. So we do have this
Goblin
little
bullshit go.
Okay, perfect. So, just a little heads up to those of you who are in the chat. Every time one of our players yells "Goblin bullshit go," they are allowed to reroll one of their rolls. Now, technically, for the rest of the sessions that we're going to be dealing with in the future, there is a pool that will be rolled on for side effects. However, it is not 100% completed and balanced out. So for now, for this session only, they have carte blanche to suffer no consequences for the use of the Goblin Bullshit Pool. But going forward, whenever our players want to use the Goblin Bullshit Pool, they will risk the wrath of the D100 table of effects that happen when Goblin Bullshit is put into the world. For now, however, I will reduce it to 3 Goblin Bullshit points. And just a reminder to those of you watching, every session we replenish the pool back to by 1 at the start of every session we play. But if you guys at home want to add Goblin Bullshit Pool points for our good old Goblos to use, it is $10 per point, and you can add it in however many variants you want. And those Goblin Bullshit points go towards funding our project. So if you want to add more Goblin Bullshit points and help us build up this amusing little bit of undertaking, you're more than welcome to. But with that said and done, Snooty, let's see how the Goblin Bullshit Pool treats you. Would you like to re-roll that Constitution roll, please? Or,
That
sorry,
fortitude, you mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
Fortitude.
Oh, that was just a count. Clearly, that was just a copy paste.
Yeah? Yeah, is that what you're saying? Yeah, you
Yeah.
can claim it? What do you guys think, goblins? Was that a copy paste? Does that look like an error?
Yes.
Something smells
Yeah.
fucky.
It does. It smells a little fucky.
All right.
Like,
Tell you what, Snooty.
Oh, jeez.
If you can give me a limerick, a goblin limerick about why that was bullshit, you can reroll it because obviously that was just a copy paste and not a result of an actual system. So if you give me a good limerick.
So a limerick about why that roll was bullshit, or
Yeah. Because like it doesn't exist. It doesn't. It's not. It's just a clerical error, essentially, right? Obviously, it's just a copy paste, and you can see that there was a system error. But I need you to give us a little limerick about it in order to facilitate properly re-rolling.
Okay, let me think on how limericks work. Give me a moment.
Isn't it always about a man from Nantucket?
There once was a dice roll on Foundry that was so bullshit. Everything was out of boundary. I can't do this. I'm laughing too hard. So I asked to re-roll, and it didn't work well. But fuck, this was bullshit. Please let me do it again. I don't care.
Perfect. As good as any goblin poet ever could manage. So you know what? Go ahead and roll that fortitude, and let's see if the tradition of what normally happens here is broken, or if you are freed from the curse. Hey, looks like somebody got free from the curse. Very well done. Very well done. So there's a moment where everybody's sitting there, and Snooty, you're kind of like, like looking like you're about to throw up, and all the goblins are like, oh, she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. And then there, you third down. You have tied the record for spice slugs that have been consumed by one goblin in an evening without having them cooked or prepped. And these things are used normally in food sparingly and are definitely very much so did. I'm turning Australian. They're very did. No, normally they're very dead when they're used. So my question to you is, do you think you've impressed the goblins enough by meeting the record, or are you going to try to beat the record?
Ooh.
There's a lot of...
Silly, listen. One time, I woke up from a nap, and I was having a dream that a sandwich was tickling me, and I grabbed it off my stomach, and it was actually a grub. But since my brain thought I was a sandwich, it was the bestest grub I ever had. Maybe on this next one, you know. Listen. You think it's a delicious, rat filet mignon. Yeah. The tenderest part, one little whisker on top, little charred, makes a little bit of a little swamp water remoulade. You got.
I don't know what any of those words mean, but question, will this make Snooty a celebrity if Snooty eat one more?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Snooty's gonna just open up the bag, grab one more.
Tell you what. That was inspiring. That I feel like that was a highly motivating speech that you provided there for your good friend, Desi. So what I'm going to allow for you as a result of such an inspirational experience is, as you hit the button to roll your fortitude, you can choose the keep higher option.
Ooh. Okie dokie.
So essentially you're rolling with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay, here, down, hatch.
Ooh. Well, as you watch Snooty take this wriggling slug and let it go down her throat, she begins to struggle and she looks very affected. She's like, my stomach is... Stop it, don't say anything. I just have to get through the description. Keep your goblin shit out of my lane.
Can I assist with this? Can I quickly, try to hold her mouth closed?
No. She's gotta do it just like the DM has to not make it sound like a dick.
Okay, all right. You know what?
Vomit.
Yeah, Snooty having trouble keeping it down, remembers remembers the advice of Desi, which is just think of it like a sandwich, and and then she takes those words to heart and thinks of a nice big wonderful footlong that she could enjoy. and as her mind clears and she focuses on this new food that she much prefers over these nasty slugs going down her throat, you watch as Snooty manages to keep it down. And she does it. She opens her mouth again, sticking her tongue out, showing everybody. And the goblins erupt in cheers. And now, Snooty, not only have you passed the dare, but you have done the impossible. You have consumed 4 spice slugs in one sitting. All the other goblins are amazed. Some of them even, despite your horrendous appearance, find you at least a little bit more attractive as well. And putting yourself out there in this front, I think it's fair to say that you yourself have earned 100 experience points for your efforts.
Yes.
Congratulations, Snooty. Your first step on the road to celebrity has begun.
Snooty's getting popular. Yeah. And she does like a little like arm like whoosh, yeah type of thing where she like pulls it back and she's like frick yeah.
Now all the goblins will spread word that Snooty is incredibly talented at choking down big slugs. Anyways, now as the goblins couldn't hold it together. I had a straight face for all of 2 seconds. Anyways, so they point at Gem. The goblins they point at Gem and they go, Yeah, okay, good job, Snooty. You approve you're good. Pointing at Gem, they go, now you. Why dare you?
Alrighty.
So Gem,
I can
are
do
you
this.
going to, do you have something you want to do specifically to show them you're impressive, or do you want me to roll for you as well?
I feel like it's only fair if you roll randomly.
Okay. Roll 1d6. Wait, shit, no, this is like your best feature. Damn it. Let me look at your sheet real quick to make sure I'm giving you the right roll, and then I will tell you what they do for you. So Gem, you are going to be giving me... technically, actually, this isn't super great for you. I thought I misinterpreted some stats, but we'll see how you do. So Gem, you watch as a couple of goblins go to the side of the moot and bring out 5 goblins have to carry this hefty fucking thing out, and one of them before they went was just like, "Get the punch rock!" And they're all looking at each other and shaking their heads up and down vigorously, excitedly. So these 5 goblins grab the punch rock, and they bring it back out in front of everybody. And as they set it down before you in the light of the massive bonfire, you can see that this is some kind of... It's some big, venerable, and well-revered ancient stone that takes a fair amount of effort to haul. And it appears to be a chunk of long-forgotten ruined obelisk of fine marble. And there are very clear impact points on its surface in areas that look like the rock has been impacted with a blunt object with force in varying degrees. And also, there is next to each hole that has been punched into this, some of them very small, some of them a lot more impressive, there is a handprint of some kind of paint, and then that's all there is really on top of it. So they put it in front of you, and one of them goes, Okay, so you know how it works. The goblin punch rock. You punch rock, you get 3 punches. And depending how deep you make the punches on the punch rock, that's how much we think you're cool.
I mean, you don't think I'm cool already?
I mean, I think you're pretty cool, but this is a dare. Just don't influence me.
Oh, okay. Oh, fuck.
So you are going to give me 3 athletics rolls, please.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna line my fist up right in the center of it.
Unless unless there's a way you can explain another roll to do this, but otherwise it's an athletics roll.
I think I'm going to go with an athletics roll first of all.
All right.
No, I
Fair
have my
enough.
fist up right in the center.
Just get it right up in there.
And just
Not bad, not bad. All right. So, to that degree, Gem, you slam your fist into this rock and take a big little powdery chunk out of it, and all the goblins murmur in excitement. It's not the most intense fist, but like, damn, who knew that Gem was so good with her fist? So, moving forwards, go ahead and give me another strike.
I'm lining my fist up right again, same space.
Ooh,
Dirty.
ooh, keeping it good, keeping it solid. That's good. I like it. So before Gem draws back her hand once more to impact another hole into this rock, does anyone else have anything they want to do or say in regards to it, or are you just going to watch as Gem continues fisting the punch rock?
Make a smiley face in the rock.
Yes, I want to do that.
Okay.
I want to punch it like like an inch or two next to the other one to make the two eyes.
Okay. Desi, do you have any input on this undertaking, or are you just going to be a passive observer? Desi?
Oh, sorry, I was coughing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still sick. Can you repeat that, please?
Desi, I would like to know if you have any input on watching Gem fist the rock, or are you just a passive observer? What? What was that roll for?
I'm mildly impressed. I didn't think she had it in her.
Okay, you were rolling to see if you were impressed. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so Gem, if you want to, you can try to be a show-off and go for a smiley face punching. And if you succeed, it'll be pretty impressive. However, it's going to be a bit of a stretch for you to endure that for long enough. So I need a fortitude save from you to see how well you endure delivering these goofy kind of like smiley face into the rock with your fists.
Imagine.
Well,
Don't feel a thing. My hands are numb. Help.
So Gem, you are indeed an expert rock fister, I would say, because my goodness, you feel a connection to the stone, and almost as if some unseen entity is pulling you into a state of just like focused frenzy. You go bam, bam, smack the same two shots into the same place where you've impacted before, and already the goblins are cheering, but you don't hold back. You start lining up those shots, and you bam, 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 like a sculptor digging into the marble, and as you smash away at it, you leave behind this impact of like a impact hole smiley face with the two perfectly sized eyes, a little off kilter, and this perfect little curvature of a smile. And as you come back, your fist like bloodied and looking triumphant, all the goblins lose their shit. They're like, nobody has thought to put a smiley face in the punch rock.
I want to turn around, blow the dust off my fists.
I can deal with anything solid.
And that's like,
I would like to do another roll. 1 second.
yeah, go ahead. What was your roll for? Please elucidate. Oh, I think she's coughing to death.
I'm trying to be so say-so right now and failing. very good. But you know, maybe how you doing on things that aren't solid? Cause like you know, like punching water.
I think Gem's eyes go wide for a second, and her thoughts retreat inside for a moment as she thinks about jelly.
All right. So Gem has a little bit of a returning to the rice fields moment, recalling some experience from her past. As the goblins, like some nearby goblins, pick her up and are like, Gem, 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 Gem. And they're celebrating and moving you up and down. And you know what, Gem? I think that was such an impressive fisting that you did for everybody there. I'm going to go ahead and award you 120 experience points.
Fuck yeah.
Can I have some bandages now, please? Perfect.
Yes.
My finger's a bit crooked now.
Perfect gift, Ash. Thank you. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. You know, so to that end, I'm not entirely sure why the damn stream tracker thing for the roll log doesn't seem to update as often as I want it to, but
You need to have it basically nothing on top of it or anything like that, and just it should start doing that. Because mine,
yeah, my arrangement of it is not. I'll have to play with it for the next broadcast. But for now, if you guys see that the log isn't updated, just say, "Hey, fuckface, update the log," and I will do that to refresh it. But for the time being, now there is only one goblin remaining for the dares, and so all the goblins point their fingers at you, Desi, and they say, "It's time for the dare." Now, Desi, do you want to choose what you do to perform before them, or would you like to take the role as well?
You know, I think everybody's taking the fucking role, right?
They've all taken the role.
I'm taking the role.
Well, tell you what, I'm going to keep things interesting so we can see a little bit of variety here. The goblins don't want to repeat. They don't want to see the same shit over and over again. So they're going to I'm going to roll 1d3.
Uh-huh.
All right, and that is 3. Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, one of them looks at you, and they're all kind of like sit there thinking for a minute, and some of them start suggesting weird shit like, you know, putting glass up your nose and blah blah blah, and they're like, no, it's too stupid. And then one of them just goes, "Hey, I've got this problem with my foot," and cobbles forward. And as he comes forward, he just kind of sits down on a nearby rock and puts it forward, and you can see that it looks like it could do with a little bit of medicinal expertise, and goes, "Heal me?" And they all look at each other a little bit, and one of them goes, "Yeah,
Wait.
yeah, provide healing," and they're like all nodding, and they're like, "Oh yeah, let's see how good healing of taking care of other goblins Desi can do."
Okay.
Wait, is he damaged enough?
And I pull out my my dog slicer.
That's a good point. Let me see.
Can your foot feel things like when like, let's say, and she pulls out her Studi pulls out her rapier, like when things go through it?
And the goblin like looks a little panicked, and the other goblins are like, yeah. And one of the other goblins goes, "Yeah, weird foot growth, not good enough. Somebody stab foot." And the goblin's like, wait. Who wants to be the one? Out of everyone who wants to inflict it, give me a
Initiative?
Initiative only goes in an encounter, but technically I can just start an encounter for this one circumstance.
Goblin thief. Go on.
So yeah, everybody give me an initiative roll.
Yeah, but we got one bullshit point. She was donated.
Initiative technically has multiple influencing specialities in 2.0, so I will allow initiative to apply only on perception here.
On perception? What? How do I do initiative? I'm confused.
So you would go to your sheet, and it says initiative, and then there's also a drop down, and you would select the drop down that says perception.
Oh, I see. I'm dumb. Okay, cool.
No, it's all
I
good.
just didn't
It's a weird interface to get used to. Okay, so it seems that the 14, Snooty, is the highest roller on the initiative roll. So, Snooty, how would you like to increase the damage inflicted on this this poor goblin's foot?
So Snooty goes up and sees where the thing actually is on the foot, and goes, "What if I did this?" And she just turns her rapier around and just stabs it down into the ground to hold his foot there.
So
And just stabs the rapier through his foot.
The goblin looks mortified and stops for a minute and then just starts screaming as the other goblins are laughing and clapping. And as this is going on,
Snooty bows.
Thank you. Snooty will be here all week after big important thing.
So, Desi, you can go ahead and give me. Oh, that's weird. It should change the thing. 1 second there. I'm just going to update that properly. Desi, you're going to go ahead and give me a medicine roll to see how well you consider the solution to this problem.
Okay, but
But
we did get one bullshit point. A generous donator benefactor.
oh, somebody added a bullshit point to the goblin bullshit pool?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you. You've brought us back up to 4. That means that if a goblin so chooses, if they are down and about to die, they can spend 4 by stammering out goblin bullshit go to at least stabilize themselves. They don't get back up, they just stabilize. So, to that effect, go ahead and give me a medicine roll, pretty please.
Oh, can I say something to Desi?
Sure, what would you like to say, Gam?
Dizzy, remember, if he has no foot, he can't have a bad foot.
It's true. Instead, and hear me out. He doesn't need a bad foot, but what if Boggy have extra bad foot? Big thunk.
You know, Boggy actually smart.
I'm confused.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
Okay. So you look at it and you look down at the foot and all these thoughts go racing through your head like, oh, like all these different reasons why like foot could be fixed, etc. And you reach down and you grab the top. Did you leave your sword in his foot? Snooty?
Oh yeah. No, she's like leaning on it. She has not moved from it.
Alright. So, Desi, you take the weapon and you pull it out of this goblin's foot, and then you look around and take up a handful of mud and just cover his foot in like a small layer of mud. And he just kind of like screams a little less loudly and stops eventually and just kind of looks a little bit like, what? But all the other goblins are like, he screamed less loud! And they start cheering. And they're like, oh, Desi is healer! So the goblins are nodding at each other and being like, oh, more dares. So they look at you and they go, and another goblin just gets pushed forward out of the crowd, and the goblins are like, hurt this one! Yeah, hurt this one! And the goblin's like, what the fuck? But next in the initiative order was Boggy. So Boggy, do you wish to take the initiative on being the one to inflict wounds on this creature, or are you going to give it up for Gem?
Boggy only is here for free foot. Boggy is here for free foot. Is like the foot like being held down by a sword? Is it hard to hit foot?
Well, that goblin technically has been quote unquote healed. Another one has been pushed forward. But you get the impression that if you just took this goblin's foot off, you would probably
I'm
be
taking this
able...
goblin's foot off.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So yeah, you summon your horse chopper, and then this horrible, gigantic weapon. That I think I have an illustration here that will help give everybody an idea of what they're looking at the moment. So there we go. So Boggy does this. He summons this in his hands, which I believe that's still the canon appearance, yes?
Yeah. Boggy made it himself. Boggy found funny sticks in other place after he definitely did not. The funny dumb people said big word afterwards. Reappropriated wizard body. Yeah. I'm a stick.
Good. So Boggy takes his big old wacky whack, and he does the here. Let's see if I can animate this for you all. He does the old whack, and yeah, off goes this goblin's foot, and now this goblin is like on the ground, shrieking in the same shrieky manner that the other goblin, was treated to further injury. Do you quickly grab the foot and scurry away, Boggy?
Boggy doesn't do many things quickly. Boggy leans over, props himself up with the staff, and takes the foot. I see you later. Goodbye.
And then he waddles away.
All right, perfect. I'm glad I could illustrate that for everybody. So yeah, as that happens, you wander off with the foot, and leaving now a footless goblin. Desi, you're going to have to consider a lot of aspects here to how you are going to medically treat this goblin. So, unless anybody else wants to do anything to amp Desi up, I'll
Desi.
open the floor. Okay, go ahead, Gen.
If he has no leg, he cannot have bad foot.
but
Are we hurting a new one? I mean, healing a new one?
Yes.
If he has no
my thumbs,
hands,
this is
he
my
can't
operating
feel
room.
anything.
Okay. Well, these don't sound super
I'm
helpful.
spatted.
Go ahead and give me another medicine roll, Desi, to see how well you take that advice to heart. All right. That's a 17. So you look around and are thinking like, yes, if he doesn't have a bad foot, he's fine. And if you took that foot away from somebody else, that might work. But then your brain kind of goes like, well, but that means another goblin is going to have a bad foot as well.
Yeah, that.
And it just creates an infinite cycle of bad footing.
Infinite bad feet.
Yeah, and you don't think there's enough feet on hand to... that was a pun, sorry. You don't think there's enough feet around to solve this dilemma, but what you do see is a particularly foot-shaped piece of wood that is a little bit on fire from within the bonfire. And jumping forward, you grab that piece of wood and you slam it into this bleeding stump of a leg for the goblin. And not only do you give him a new peggy kind of foot of burnt wood, but it also cauterizes the space as you shove it in. So the goblin passes out from the pain, and another goblin walks forward and listens to his chest and comes up and goes, "He's breathing!" And they all start cheering. Woo!
Desi, you're so smart.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, sometimes my big brain it gets ideas, and it's great. I got 2 wrinkles. I feel it in my head.
I don't know what you're saying, but I am
That is because 2. that's because that's just because I'm so smart and you're kind of dumb.
What is a Brian?
Who?
What is a Brian?
A Brian is what's in your head. It's kind of
The precious words in my head is Brian.
I thought that was a chicken breast.
What
No,
is
that's different.
No, Gem. No, you're not gonna start calling. You're not seriously gonna start calling it Brian, are you?
Brian, yeah.
Brian.
is that what the voice is?
Yeah, my Brian has 2 wrinkles. And, yeah.
Wait, you have a Brian too?
Yeah,
I think
bigger
we all
Brian
have
than you.
Brian's.
We all have Brians.
No, my Brian's bigger.
And then he
Nah.
left for no reason at all.
That's not true. I thought you left because, you
I have
took
3
the foot.
reasons though.
Oh,
Look,
that's...
look, see? They were once grapes.
Oh. Yeah.
But they
Okay,
stayed
so
in
let
my
me
pocket
give you an
too long.
example. Let me give example. You somewhat less hideous creature. I'm gonna pick up.
And I'm gonna reach down and I'm gonna grab like just a fucking rock.
Okay. So those are your 3 brains. Yeah. Okay. And this is my big pulsing rock brain. It's my Brian.
Whoa.
Okay, see, and on here where it's got the 2 cracks in it, those are my wrinkles.
Wait, are we turning into nerds? Are we gonna get in trouble for learning?
No.
Oh,
Can
okay,
you,
good.
as you're making this explanation, literally all the goblins are watching you. Can you go ahead and give me a society roll, please? So all the goblins are listening intently as you continue to describe this knowledge of anatomy, and they're all like talking amongst themselves, and they're like, Desi real smart. Desi know lots about Goblin Brians. And they're all like, you can hear the Brian talk, spreading out amongst everybody, and all the goblins. Oh, go ahead.
Can I grab a goblin by the ear and try and like drag him to Desi?
Show! Prove!
Oh, what, you want to see his Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
Can I point to the one who originally dared us? It's like,
I want to see his Brian.
Wait, fucking,
It's your dare now. Show us
Screet?
your Brian.
You point to Screet?
oh, what?
His name is Screet, the goblin who originally started daring everybody.
Yeah.
Show us
Okay,
Screet's Brian.
You
us
actually
Screet's
have
Brian.
just Screet.
Show us Screet's
got it.
Brian.
Yeah, you... Alright, you know what? Screet, I'm gonna give you the dare. Because you gave 4 dares. So we give 1 dare.
Yeah, wait, why does he get 4 dares? And we only get 1 dare.
Yeah. Alright.
All the goblins around you are nodding their heads like, yeah, that makes sense. And and everybody continues along that line of, Desi's so smart. Desi very intelligent.
Okay, good.
Snooty is very jealous at all the conversation about how Desi is like basically the talk of the whole tribe. And Snooty's like,
all I did was eat a fucking slug, whatever, I guess.
So as this conversation's going on, all of them start counting like, show us your Brian to Screet. And Screet doesn't know how to show you his Brian, so he just kind of sits there and he just kind of goes, Screet doesn't know how to show his Brian.
Yeah, I'll show you. It's really easy, okay? I dare you.
And Desi's gonna dig around in her pouch for a minute. She's gonna pull out an orb with a bit of string on top.
Come here. Alright, real easy. I'm gonna put candle on your head, and then it's gonna light up your brain, your Brian, and we're gonna look in your ear. But you gotta hold it on top of your head, okay?
He looks a little alarmed, but otherwise just kind of holds it in place as everyone's just like edging him on with peer pressure.
Alright.
So what do you do next?
I'm gonna light the bomb.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take 5 steps back. And then I'm gonna cover my ears.
All right. So what bomb was that?
It's going to be. It is going to be.
I don't think we actually facilitated basic bombs for you.
Yeah. It's gonna be bottled lightning.
Bottled lightning.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. You know what? Roll a d6 for me, Desi. Plus 1. So give me a d6 plus 1. Okay. It wasn't max damage, but it was still quite enough to make this goblin regret being in existence. So, you put the bomb on his head and he holds it, and it detonates, and there's like an overload as you watch as he's just struck completely as if like the lightning from the gods themselves entered into his body and overloads his body, and his head begins to smoke, and then his head erupts outwards, kind of like a bursting cake when, you know, like a stripper comes out of it. But instead of that, bits and pieces of his brain just all over the area. And as he just sits there, like, smoking with, like, parts of his brain missing, he seems to still be alive. And he just goes, bye-bye, and falls forwards into the dirt.
Alright.
Now
So
you
that's
immediately look inside and go,
I don't see it. What am I looking for?
you got the squishy stuff. Desi's gonna grab the goblin's head and start poking her finger in the brain. Just poking it a little bit. There's the Brian. It's real squishy. You look. Yeah. Right. And then here. I'm gonna take out one of the healing potions. And I'm gonna pour it right into this goblin's head after showing everybody his brain.
So yeah, you take out the Brian and scoop it up and hold it up to everybody, and all the other goblins are like, ooh, and they're all clapping amongst each other, and they're like, we learned today. And as all the goblins are like cheering and woo, and you feel full of this sense of accomplishment, I think, Desi, that you yourself have earned a solid 100 XP for your efforts.
can I ask,
Yes?
does he get additional experience for having the final hit on that goblin?
You are actually correct, yes. I'm gonna look up the bestiary to see what a basic goblin could provide. I think this would probably be a goblin warrior is the best way. So they are worth normally.
We all get experience, but Effie gets the most, right?
Yes. Technically,
Yeah, okay.
everybody gets experience.
Again.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just trying to figure out how
Guys,
much
can you make a kill
XP.
count?
Let me go. Yeah, maybe we should make like a kill counter for future sessions, just to count how many creatures have died by your collective hands during this whole campaign. But for now, Pathfinder 2E. I realize the XP is not displayed.
Your level badge in the upper right.
Nope. That's it doesn't display the XP value of the creatures in the bestiary in this plugin.
Oh.
Yes. So I am
Okay,
going
one
to
second.
just look at a warrior entry, and they are, according to this, a goblin warrior is not listed here either. I'm very confused. Are they just not worth experience at all if they're -1? Hold on. How much XP is a -1 level creature worth?
A normal goblin is 135 XP.
What?
That's what I see on here.
Where are you seeing that?
On what, I don't know this word. This how to read. So
Can
here.
you link it? There we go. Oh, that's Pathfinder 1.
That's why it's different. Okay, give me a moment. I'll find it.
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. We're a little new to certain aspects of the Pathfinder 2.0 system, and I didn't actually check to see if everything had the
Asking
right.
questions disrupt the game. Fuck yeah. I'm a little shit in and out of game.
Do you see an XP on that page? Because that's what I was looking at, but I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah. Range, melee, speed, HP, AC, will, items, horse chopper.
Quick, chat. Somebody out there, be a little good goblin for us and find us the XP value of a goblin warrior.
Well, that's Goblin Commando. Whoops.
Yeah.
Actually, what is this happening? I'm going to quickly go to the toilet.
Oh,
if that's okay.
oh, I
Yeah.
understand. I understand.
What?
All right. So the reason why it's -1, -2, -3, -4, right, is because all the stuff, depending on the challenge rating, and if it's higher level than us, gives us extra.
Okay.
So based on this, I'll link it to you.
The party's level -1, so it would be worth low threat minion, probably. Tell you what, to make this a simpler exchange while I figure out the math of this system, you're going to get 10 XP and everyone else will get 5.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Cryptique. I'm sorry for the educational experience. But, yes, so you have acquired 10 XP, and every other goblin, and as a result of this engagement here, have also required 5 XP points. So congratulations. You guys have experienced some points.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Excellent, excellent. Well done, everybody. So, to that end, once Alice returns, I can continue on the front of our little chicanery here.
Ma.
Perfect, she is back. Alright, cool. So, to that end, as the rest of the festival comes to a close, all the goblins of the village have now come to regard the 4 of you as being decently qualified for the role. You have you did good. You did good, goblins. Well done. You should pat yourselves on the back.
Yeah.
Did we figure out how much experience we got?
Yes, it was 10 XP for her and 5 XP for the rest of you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You said that so enthusiastically.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff.
No, give it.
Oh god. All right. So with those dares out of
175 more goblins.
How we just...
with those dares out of the way,
Oh, man.
what would you 4 like to do with the remainder of the evening's festivities, if anything?
I want to take Desi to find his fireworks.
Oh, yeah. We could do that. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you mean fireworks that are in the village, or fireworks that you've been tasked to go locate?
The ones that are supposed to be used for tonight's festivities.
I see. Am I going to have to deal with a little Pippin and Mary experience here?
No.
No. I don't know who this
Wait,
who
actually,
this Pipper
yeah.
and I don't know who this Pipper and
Kind of
what's the other guy?
what to do.
Yeah. Pipper. What a dumb name.
Alright, so Desi and Gem, as you two are, so Gem, you come over to Desi and I assume you suggest that, like, hey, come with me, I want to do something? How do you,
Look,
tell me,
Look,
how do you
let
do
me
it?
told you about. We're gonna do it now.
Everybody's busy. They're drinking and eating and smooching and we're gonna leave.
Discussing Brian's. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
They're
go.
looking at Brian's, and we're gonna go look for the fireworks.
Yeah, where do they keep them?
Oh yeah. So question for the DM.
Yes.
Am I the only goblin in the village that knows how to make explosives?
You are, at the time now, unless any of the rest of you have a hidden talent for it, yes.
Would it be safe to say that I probably either helped make these or know perhaps where they are? Because I supplied them, maybe?
No, these fireworks, nobody knew they existed until they found them in the burnt down, or rather, they found them before they burnt down the house of Gizwit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You know where they are. I bet they are. I bet they're with Wiggums. Yeah. Wiggums has all that good stuff. I bet he put it in his extra house. The house that he has, that he puts things in.
So am I hearing that the course of action here is to follow Wiggums and figure out where he's keeping the fireworks for the evening?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
Desi and Gem, can you both give me stealth rolls, please? Fuck.
Fuck.
Can I call goblin bullshit?
You don't have to ask. Literally the way it works is if you just want to yell out goblin bullshit,
I
go.
understand it was phrased as a question, but it most certainly was not.
Alright, yeah, so say the line and I'll definitely let you do that.
I call goblin bullshit.
Alright, okay. So I will reduce the goblin bullshit pool. And just a reminder to those of you watching from home, if you want to help our little goblin friends out to give them more goblin bullshit to deal with, you can add a point to the goblin bullshit pool for $10 per point. But to that end, yes, congratulations. Goblin bullshit has been effectively utilized, and for the one session only where you will receive no consequences for using it, I think we can go ahead and say that with a 23 and a 20, the two of you are pretty sneaky little gobbos right now. So as this is going on, we'll come back to Desi and Gem's little bit of chicanery at hand here. But my question is, Boggy, what the fuck you been doing with the corpse?
Oh. So, Buggy was saving body. Yeah. But then Buggy felt like Buggy got smarter. After one goblin, and then Buggy kind of just started staring off. And you hear in the back of his head, like, and you just start slowly getting closer into his eyes as he's connecting the dots, and then he starts counting all of the goblins in the village, and then he just snaps back to it, and he's like, silly burnt goblin. And he pokes it with his stick.
So, he's not doing any magic or anything on this dead goblin?
Oh god, not yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
No one can know what you're talking about yet.
Okay. I I was just asking about magic. You didn't have to give some specifics there. You're out-
What specifics? Boggy's just thinking about mass murder to become God. Nothing is weird here.
All right.
Party's
all right.
ended, honestly.
Anyways, so Boggy, as you're dealing with that experience, Snooty, would you have wanted to keep an eye out for where Desi and Gem went, or do you have your own course of action that you would like to pursue?
I'm gonna have my own course of action.
Okay.
Because Snooty wants to be even more popular, so she starts writing songs for everyone to sing to, in hopes that she will become even more popular and more known.
Okay. Tell you what, give me a performance roll to see how well you manage to make an impact as a performer this night.
Okay. Look at the page. Performance. Fuck.
It's so Snooty carries on the proud tradition of not having the greatest singing voice, but still a lot of enthusiasm. And some of the goblins are tolerating her because she did take those 4 slugs, and that was pretty impressive to watch. So, you know, it's not like you're not really whipping out some bops, but they are politely tolerating your attempts to create like a sort of camaraderie over songs, and goblins do love to sing their songs, and that is no lie. So you try a couple of your own original compositions, which gets a couple of lighthearted like little moments, but otherwise you stick to the classics. So no new ground is really broken, but at least they're enjoying the experience of singing along with you to some common goblin songs.
Awesome. I happen to have a song. If it's okay for.
Oh, well, you should have mentioned that before, because that would have influenced the roll 100%. So, tell you what, you give me the goblin song, and I'll let you know if I'm going to give you the opportunity to roll a second one and take the highest of the 2.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, go ahead.
This song called Horse Song. Nasty breath and nasty feet, trample goblins in the peat. Trample, big square teeth and he can fight. Kill goblin with 1 bite, cannot kill him with brute force. Oh, how we hate the horse.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, let's round of applause, everybody, for the goblin song. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll be here until I come back.
Go ahead and give me another performance roll, and we'll pick the highest of the 2. Okay, so not gonna take the nat 1. I enjoyed your song. Foundry did not. Is apparent in this interaction. So yeah, let's just go ahead and call that the 11 instead of the 6, shall we?
Yeah.
All right, good.
Andre, I thought we were cool, man. I thought we were cool.
Yeah, so to that end, Effie and or sorry, not Effie, Desi and Gem, the 2 of you are sneaking off to find this hut of hidden fireworks. And can I get a perception roll from both of you as you are looking for Wiggum's secret stash? Oh, pretty good, Gam. Pretty good. I think we have to wait for the cat to return, and then she will make a roll for Desi. But to be fair, with that 20, Gam, moving forwards, you kind of move through the village and wait in a nice position, the 2 of you, Desi and Gem, waiting in the shadows. And you see Wiggums, who is like every now and then he's just walking around the Wiggum's never smiles. He's like he doesn't clap his hands, he doesn't celebrate like a normal goblin. And every now and then when a goblin is doing something particularly fucking stupid, he'll whack them with the do better stick. And he just seems to like pride himself on walking around and giving the goblins the whacks with the do better stick. And eventually he takes a moment and looks around and looks at the sky, and he looks around him and he pulls a little pocket watch out of his outfit. And he looks at it and nods his head and closes it and puts it back in. And he turns around and starts heading back towards the chief's moot. And now he kind of does like a little conspiratorial look around, and then he slips through the door into the moot. So that's where he is at the moment. Gem, how do you want to follow this observation? Do you want to wait for him to emerge again, or do you want to go in after him?
I'm gonna grab Desi's hand and we're gonna go in after him.
All right. So you goblins know that anything in the big pile around the chair of all the loot is the chief's in the moot. So if you touch any of that shit and somebody sees you doing it, there's a good chance you'll be killed. So that's something that you're like very aware of. And Gem is probably one of the only things that you've seen in your history that you feel is like keeping at bay your touchies. Because normally you're not affected.
Like to touch.
Yep, it's true. But Gem, yeah, you think that like if I take once from this pile, I never take again. If I take from any other pile, I take all the time. So that's kind of like the reasoning that feeds into why perhaps you aren't helping yourself to the chief's pile. But outside of that, you guys do come inside, and Wiggum's not really paying too much close attention as he goes inside the moot. You see him disappear into like a side room, like one of the back rooms of the moot space that leads to some smaller rooms of the structure. So now that both of you are in there, what would you like to do?
Right. Maybe you distract him. Might go in there. Might get the firework. The big brooms. Yeah?
Desi, are you back?
Hey, listen.
Desi? Effie? Uh-oh.
Oh no, her
She
Brian's
did.
gone.
Well, yep, her Brian slid out. So rip Brian.
Wait
Rip-
here. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, so for the time being, as Desi and Gam are sitting there, Desi seems to be having a bit of a space case moment, perhaps dealing with a little bit of on-spot insomnia, or not insomnia, amnesia. But for the time being, as we'll swap over. Snooty, I assume you're just going to content yourself with continuing to perform and doing your best to sing song and entertain the goblins, yes?
Oh yes, absolutely. Just continuously trying to remember classics and everything like that, and sing as much as she can.
Okay. And Boggy, is there anything else you are getting up to, or are you just kind of like staying in the shadows with your new friend air quotes, and reminiscing on all the things that come through your head?
Boggy has been screaming since the start of that song, and is now cowering underneath a bed, literally anywhere.
Oh no.
Oh no, the horse song. And he heard all the goblins join in. Oh, that must have been terrifying. All right. So So now that we have Desi returning from the shadow realm of her own mind, Desi, you and Gem followed Wiggums into the moot, and Wiggums disappeared into a back room. So Desi and Gem, you two are in there right now. And Gem suggested to you, Desi, to be a distraction while Gem went in and grabbed some of the fireworks.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Hmm.
So, as Desi's sitting there trying to think of a distraction, Gem, are you going to sneak over to like a hidden corner of the moot and wait for your opportunity to move in?
I'm wondering if I can sneak into that room with him in it.
Like
And
up
see if I can find a hiding
behind
spot in there.
Wiggums?
I got it.
Yeah.
You can try if you want.
Yes, please.
So you see, you go into this like back room, and there's a door that's open that has a key that was used on it, and it's like swinging open. And looking inside, you can see a pile of what looks to be like fireworks, weapons, munitions, all kinds of like weaponry and equipment, out like in this room that seems to be like separated from the rest of everything. And Wiggums is just like, he's looking through what appears to be a crate of these like assorted fireworks, and looking at them, he looks like he's thinking and counting them and looking into them. So right now this room is so small, and he seems so focused on that box that like you'd need him to leave the room in order to get in there and actually grab anything.
If he's focused on the box, can I just reach into the room and grab some fireworks?
You can try if you want, unless Desi, you want to now take the opportunity to act on when you were told to be a distraction. Also, I believe that's $10 worth of bits that was contributed there.
Yes, absolutely. I was gonna let you know, but like
Yeah.
I will
That's
also
what you're
also allow bits to contribute to the bullshit pool. So variance of $10 in bits is also acceptable for the Goblin bullshit pool. So thank you for helping the goblins with their bullshit, Cuber.
Oh, I do love bullshit.
Yeah, we got some going on right here.
I'm gonna need it.
So, Desi, what is your course of action?
Is there a tree outside his house?
Is there a tree outside of the moot?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of trees within the border of the village.
Okay, cool. Like one right outside where he is. That, maybe he'd see.
Not from inside there. There's no windows into the room that he's in.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hide kind of by the entrance. I'm gonna take cover. And I'm gonna lob a bomb of alchemist fire in the middle of basically the space, where it's not gonna catch the mood on fire, but it's kind of like, it would be like throwing a Molotov in the middle of the road. And it's gonna make a glass breaking noise, and there's gonna be fire, and it's gonna go whoosh, and it's gonna crackle and burn and make a big light plume.
All right. Well, there's no roll I need to make you do to make sure that you like land that, because it's just like a thrown AoE. So go ahead and give me. I guess there's really no follow-up. What happens is you throw it and it causes a fire. And were you intending to hit the tree, or just like an open space where it might last a little bit?
Space where it might last a little bit.
Okay, so you've created a decent little cluster of like, you find like some foliage stuff that looks like it would be. So here's the thing. You don't have the !D20 command, do you, Effie, on your chat? No. Okay, cool. So, Ash, can you copy-paste that command for Effie to add it to her bot in the future? Because I realize we will need that.
I can do that.
Because I do so love when I let chat decide a 50-50 fate roll. For now, however, what I'm going to do is I'll put the fates in the hands of... Yeah, I'll just do it
I can give
myself.
it to my staff. They got access to Steam elements, so they can add it. Just give it to me, and I'll put it in my staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the time being, okay, the alchemist fire lands, and it basically ignites a very, very small section of foliage, and the fire is only going to last, like, you're very familiar with fire. It looks like it's only going to last for maybe like 10-15 seconds. So unless you want to use another one, whatever you're going to do with it, you should act fast.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's gonna burn for 20 minutes, like,
No,
she should be able to get
10
it,
to
yeah.
15 seconds.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to throw one of my blight gas grenades into the same spot.
All right. So you throw this gas grenade, and the fire catches onto the gas, and then I'm gonna roll again to see if what you want to have happen happens. All right, this time it definitely causes a hell of a much more of a not only that, but there's like a roar sound that comes that startles a couple of nearby goblins in the village who are like on the outer skirts of the celebration feast. And so there's just this loud whoosh of like this plume of fire that sends up into the sky, and it catches a few other bits of foliage. So now there's like, it looks like a decent lasting little bit of flame will remain in this space, at least for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Also, Sarpadian did the command. Like, yeah.
Perfect, good, we have it now. So when I call for fate rolls from the chat, the first person to do an exclamation mark D20, that's how I break ties in my brain. So I go to chat to get my tiebreaker rolls. So keep that in mind, everybody, exclamation mark D20, and try not to abuse it too much when it's not being asked for. Pretty please. So, to that degree, what are you going to do next?
I'm gonna start. Wait. Gam already went in. Where Wiggums is, yeah.
Yep, Gem is looking. So
Oh, shit.
as you're setting this fire, you can see that Gem, it looks like she's about to move in to be like, fuck it, I'm just going to help myself to things while he's distracted. However, Gem, the loud whoosh sound of the flame coming through the doorway causes Wiggums to stop what he's doing and turn around slowly, causing you to flatten yourself against the wall. You still have a very good stealth score, so you're not really noticed at this point, but he seems to be a little distracted at the moment. So
I'm gonna start yelling for Wiggums.
okay, go ahead, do it.
Oh God! Blame me for the sky, Wiggums! It hit your house. I think.
There's a moment of pause where Wiggums hears the yelling of Desi, and Gem, you're in a spot where you can see his reactions and his movements, but he hasn't seen you hiding in the shadows of the moot. And he just kind of like narrows his eyes frustratedly and pinches the brow of his nose and looks at the fireworks crate and just grabs a handful of what look to be like weirdly shaped, colorful, golden embossed cylinders. They're like about the length of maybe about 2 feet in length. So he grabs maybe about 3 of those in his hand, and as he strides out, he just goes, sorry, what, Gem?
They're massive. Nearly as big as me.
Okay, foot? Let me... Okay, 1 foot. They're 1 foot. They're 1 foot long. Sorry. They're only 12 inches long. I realized if I
That's
didn't...
nearly half the size of me.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, yes. Anyways, as you admire the nearly twice the size of you cylindrical objects that so fascinate you, Wiggums comes up completely ignoring you, Gem, and fucking Desi, you're in the doorway of the moot, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Wiggums comes out and he's just pinching the brow of his nose, and he's holding these what look to be like weird tubes that you would recognize as probably being related to something to fireworks from histories that you have had. So these like strike you as like being fireworks that he's carrying. He's got about 3 of them. And as he's walking forward with his nose pinched, he just goes, yes, Desi, what can I do for you?
Lightning happened. Set fire. We think it hit your house.
He looks a little quizzically at you for a second and goes, Desi, I live in the moat. You're saying this building is on fire?
Oh, wait. Whose hut was that then?
Show me.
Hey, come here, come here, come here.
Alright, so
I'm gonna start shoving him.
so you start pushing him from behind, like making sure he doesn't look in Gem's direction.
I'll
Yeah.
move in when they do that.
Alright, so as he's being pushed out, Gem, do you go into the room?
Yes.
Alright, in his hurry to wonder what was going on, he didn't lock the door behind him. So, leaving it wide open, as you enter into this space, you can see a large collection of fireworks in a box. You can see that there's a couple of healing potions that seem to be stacked up in a space. There's a wide assortment of general weapons and equipment. And then there's also, you can give me a perception roll to see if there's anything else that catches your eye, but otherwise, that's basically the gist of what you're seeing here. Okay. That's a 17. 17s are good. So, to that effect... Yeah, I'd say that's good enough. You can see what looks like a strange... How do I describe this? It's how would a goblin view this is how I'm trying to describe it here, essentially. It looks like a collection of 3 long metal tubes attached to some kind of firing mechanism.
I love it. What
So,
is
Gem,
it?
well, you don't know. It looks like it might be a firearm of some kind, but whether Gem is familiar with those or not is entirely a roll check for you.
I don't think she would know what a firearm is at all.
Okay, cool. So then she just has no idea what the fuck this is, but it's 3 metal barrels with a kind of like wood stock and a weird trigger thing on it. And that's about it. And then otherwise, the only other things you can see in here are just piles of general equipment. So if you wanted any basic weapons of any kind, you could find them here. Otherwise, there's also, in your view, there's 2 healing potions and then the box of fireworks. So what are you going to take?
Big boomstick, potions, and firework.
Can you give me a thievery roll to see how quick you are about that effort? Ooh, all right. So
Go
as you're
bullshit go.
Perfect. Now we're back down to 3 goblin bullshit points. Go ahead and re-roll your thievery, please.
Fuck.
Oh, crime never pays, Gem. So, by this time, walking out into the area, Desi, you can see that the fire that you have lit is only come down to like a small blaze in the open area that is pretty easily away from like being put out pretty quickly in the next few minutes, but it's still there. There is fire. So as he walks out and just stops and looks at like campfire's equivalent of fire on the ground, what would you like to do, Desi?
Oh heck. Alright. So I showed him the fire, and he's just like, ugh, whatever.
Yeah, he's looking at you with like, "Are you serious?" kind of look on his face, and looks like he's about to turn and go inside the moat.
Oh God! I remember who this is. Wake up! It was Keith. He looked up to you. Yeah, the little doll that looked just like you.
Fucking give me a deception roll, please.
Can you just end my character now, please?
Well, we haven't reached the swamps, but Gem is dead, so thanks everybody.
Oh no, well, shit.
He turns around and shoots a straight in the face.
Oh, no.
So yeah, There you. Ooh, well done, Desi. Well done. So yeah, Wiggums turns to look at you for a second and just sighs, and obviously he's not buying into the whole like, oh, it's so sad, like dead, 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 because he points over to there and he goes, I don't see any dead goblins, Desi.
He's so little. Look. He's. I think I see the lump where he was. Do you see it? He's burning still.
Wiggums rolls his eyes and decides to entertain this notion and walks over to the spot where the burning is, looking down at the ground, basically being like looking as close as he can to see if there's actually any remnants of a goblin, while looking very unimpressed and just like frustrated. Meanwhile, Gem. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Boggy.
But Buggy would like to drag Friend in and around there in an attempt to act like he had moved Friend from that spot.
Ah, yes. This is the goblin chaos that I am looking for here today. Alright.
So fresh. Yes. Good in front.
So, you know what I'm gonna do here? This is turning out to be its own subplot of bullshit. So, you know what? We're at 2:45 a.m. my time here, which is roughly a little bit over the halfway part between our broadcast for the evening. So before we find out what comes of Gem's efforts to steal from the store at the back of the moot, and Wiggums potentially believing this fabrication, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take our 15-minute break, and when we come back, you guys will be able to find out what has become of our errant little goblin group. Will they complete this heist, or will they all be discovered before they even do anything and be horribly executed? In which case, look forward next week to a completely new set of goblins as we do it all over again. But...
Oh no, poor Ash!
Please don't do this to me. Please don't kill us all. Please.
Yes, but for the time being, we are going to transition to the Be Right Back screen, and then we will see you all when we return in 15 minutes. So see you guys in 15. Thank you so much for being here.